Do you know that 73% of customers agree that a bad restroom experience in a restaurant will impact their willingness to return? Torque Sustainable Hygiene Solutions improve operational efficiency for a better guest experience and better business.
All right, I am here at the National Restaurant Show. I'm joined today by Vicki Hormann. She is the Executive Director of Off-Premise and CRM. Do I have that right?
You do.
At Applebee's.
Correct.
Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I know that Applebee's is very focused on loyalty marketing right now for 2025, and that's obviously in your area. So give me an idea of what Applebee's goals are, and then we can dig into some of the specific campaigns that you've been doing, because I think it's really interesting.
Sure. Yeah, Applebee's loyalty program has traditionally been a very linear email marketing program. A few years ago, we rebranded it as Club Applebee's. We have over 8.5 million members, and that is growing every single day. And we look at loyalty a little bit differently than some of our peers in the industry. We really look at engagement and ways that we can bring value to our guests and ways that are non-traditional. So whether that is through partnerships or sneak peeks or exclusive offers, really finding ways to engage our guests on a personal level.
That's awesome. Some of the campaigns that you've done in the last year or two have really been different than what I've been seeing at other chains that we cover. Tell me about the date night pass, because you've done this 2 years in a row now.
We have.
And it changed a little bit from the first year to the second year. So kind of walk me through that and how that's working for you.
It did. So we started Date Night Pass in 2024. There were two things that broke the internet in 2024. There were Taylor Swift tickets and then Applebee's Date Night Pass. So we're very proud of that. So we took the learnings from 2024 and applied those learnings to 2025 and brought Date Night Pass as an exclusive perk to our Club Applebee's members. So anyone that joined or was already a member by, I believe it was February 12th, had the opportunity to be put into a lottery to purchase a Date Night Pass. We saw amazing engagement from our current Club Applebee's members, but also new guests joining Club Applebee's to take advantage of the perk.
Do you see members who get that pass, or even members who join to enter the lottery but don't get the pass? Do you see more engagement and traffic from those people who just signed up for Club Applebee's?
Absolutely. We see a very healthy mix of not only new member acquisition, but also engagement of our current Applebee's members.
And so I know the first year, it, as you said, broke the internet, sold out in less than a minute.
Seconds.
Within seconds. And then this year, you brought back the Date Night Pass. It was slightly different. You went from weekly visits to monthly visits. So
correct.
What was behind the decision to change the format?
So in 2024, the format was weekly date nights. And we found for our guests that can just be a little bit overwhelming with their busy schedules, and trying to plan a date night every single week. It's just something that, I don't know about you, but for me, it would be very hard to set a date every week. So this year we moved it to monthly. We increased the value of that monthly date night and then decreased the cost of the Date Night Pass.
So obviously Club Applebee's is really central to your loyalty approach. How has that program evolved?
Well, like I said, Club Applebee's traditionally was just this linear email. We would gather guest email addresses, send marketing messages, national promotions, some local promotions. And over the past 12 months, we've started to look at ways that we can provide benefit outside of just marketing our national promotions. So whether that's Date Night Pass, we also offered Club Applebee's members a sneak peek at our new Big Cluckin' Chicken Sandwich. Whenever that came out, those guests were able to buy that at a discount days before it actually was available in the restaurant. And then this year we also had our first ever Super Bowl sweepstakes that was only available to Club Applebee's members. So we'll continue to look at ways to provide benefit to Club Applebee's that is outside of that traditional points-based currency reward system.
Yeah. I understand that you have a big change coming to Club Applebee's, a new partnership to share with me.
We do. So we are collaborating with Wyndham Properties and the Wyndham Rewards program to offer Club Applebee's and Wyndham Rewards members mutual benefits. We're offering a new engaging digital experience to folks staying at Wyndham Properties and offering points and benefit to Club Applebee's members when they're at Wyndham, when they are a member of Wyndham Rewards.
Yeah.
It's something that is really a first of its kind, the first that we know of within the industry, and we're really looking forward to that collaboration.
That's great. What do those you described it as a digital experience. What does that look like?
So for Wyndham Rewards members, they will receive free delivery whenever they are on property, as well as points through Wyndham Rewards for the Applebee's spend.
Yeah. So that's a great segue to talk about the other big part of your role, which is obviously off-premise dining. You've been working in off-premise since 2018, I believe it's been your focus.
That sounds right.
Okay, so obviously the off-premise space looks a lot different than it did
It does.
in 2018. Can you talk a bit about the evolution you've seen and how you think about off-premise dining in 2025?
Absolutely. So 2018 was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So pre-pandemic, off-premise was anywhere from 10 to 13, 14% of the industry. And then within a matter of 72 hours, as dining rooms closed, off-premise went from 13% to 86, 96%.
Wow.
Within 3 days. And that shift within the industry definitely has changed and reshaped what off-premise looks like at this point. For Applebee's, we are around 22% off-premise as a sales mix, and a very large majority of that is now digital. So I think the pandemic brought about this new digital age and this new digital tolerance within the general consumer that now is pretty much table stakes, from digital properties to online ordering, all the way down to the way that you provide convenience to your guests at pickup. And that's something that we've really embraced at Applebee's.
So how do you make sure that off-premise diners are still experiencing, like having an Applebee's experience, even if they're taking their food home or back to their hotel?
Yeah, so it's really about meeting our guests where they are from a technology standpoint. And for us, that's really around ease and convenience and personalization. So really looking at the guest from a personal lens and not just from a blanketed digital lens. So one of the things that we've implemented this year is a Google-based AI-backed recommendation engine on our website, which we actually won a CIO 100 award for this past year. But essentially, we look at the guest behavior and what they have told us as their preferences, and we make recommendations for their order tailored to their preferences. So for us, it really is about personalization and meeting the guests where they are.
That's awesome. Yeah, my next question was about personalization. So
We can talk personalization all day long.
I
love
know,
it. I
there's
think it's so
much
neat.
to it. Well, what are some like trends you're seeing? Do you keep an eye on like what your competitors are doing in the space? Are you looking at things here at the restaurant show, technologies that can help you with off-prem?
There is
your off-prem
a
program?
lot of technology at the NRA show
Yeah.
this year, and the new and emerging technology. We see a lot of those trends around personalization and a lot of trends around loyalty and how the two play together. And whenever we look at personalization and loyalty, I really believe that leads to this whole idea around emotional loyalty and how we're able to personalize experiences in ways that are memorable and reliable to our guests, that get them coming back and creating that loyalty, not only year after year, but generation after generation.
I like that. What's something about loyalty in the casual dining segment specifically that might surprise someone who's working on loyalty at like a QSR? Like how is it different?
I think the biggest difference between a QSR and a casual dine loyalty is just the frequency of guests. So the traditionally casual dine restaurants don't see the same type of frequency. And so creating that loyalty on something that may be a little bit more occasion based of a visit versus more of a convenience based visit takes a little bit more, they said, personalization, a little bit more emotional loyalty and emotional connection.
How do you balance, all of the digital marketing and the technological aspects and off-premise with making sure in-restaurant consumers have, an Applebee's experience? Like, how do you balance, or maybe you're only thinking about off-prem because that's your role, but
No, I think they definitely go hand in hand. I think that the end state or the use case for a dine-in experience is definitely different from an off-premise experience. dine-in tends to be a little bit more occasion-based. You're there to celebrate, to socialize, whereas that experience in an off-premise transaction takes place at home. So we've got to figure out ways that we can provide hospitality at home through technology, providing that ease and convenience that the guest is looking for.
How are you thinking about loyalty right now in 2025 when people are starting to pull back on spending, especially in the casual dining segment, and are like nervous about the economy? How are you thinking about that and bringing people in?
So Applebee's has a long-standing history of providing a great meal with friends, family at a value. And for us, value is at the heart of loyalty, whether that's exclusive deals, exclusive sneak peeks, but also just our everyday promotions with America's favorite boneless wings, or 2 for $25. We just provide that value that makes an easy decision whenever a guest is looking for somewhere to spend their hard-earned money. And maybe it is only once a month. And being able to provide that, we believe, brings loyalty, and again, that emotional loyalty that leads to long-lasting relationships with our guests.
What's exciting you right now about the restaurant industry?
Oh, I don't know that I've thought about that in this point in time. I think the restaurant industry is ever changing, and I love the way the industry is flexible, whether it's with economic conditions, whether it's new technology, whether it's the ever-changing needs of our guests. We always find a way to meet those needs and to go above and beyond. And I think that is so apparent here. Again, whenever you walk around and you see some of these vendors and the way that they're thinking about providing experiences through technology, it's exciting to see.
Yeah. Last question. What's your favorite thing on the Applebee's menu?
Oh, chicken fajita roll-up.
All right.
To go, though. Always has to be to go.
Everyone I ask that question of has an answer at the tip of their tongue.
Absolutely. Well, can I throw it back at you? Do you have a favorite item?
I haven't been to an Applebee's in so long, which is so embarrassing. I know. I like the classics, like boneless wings, chicken tenders, like a really good cheeseburger.
There you go. We have a whole lot of bacon burger on the menu that is to die for. You'll have to try it.
That's what I'll look for next
Perfect.
time. All right. Thank you for your time today, Vicki.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Do you know that 73% of customers agree that a bad restroom experience in a restaurant will impact their willingness to return? Torque Sustainable Hygiene Solutions improve operational efficiency for a better guest experience and better business.